Sir! Step away from the grill. Hands up.
Officer, please. This is just a family barbecue. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Don't believe him. He got in my face. He threatened me.
Ma'am, I never even spoke to you. Why are you saying that?
Quiet. I said hands up. Now.
Arrest him. I'm the victim here.
Just hours before the chaos in the park, Marcus Ellison's morning looked like any other Saturday, filled with quiet joy. He woke before the sun, as firefighters often do, stretching his sore shoulders from a 24-hour shift the day before. 12 calls, 2 structure fires, and 1 medical emergency. He had barely slept, but he did not complain. He never did. Saving people was the only job he ever wanted. And even after 13 years on the force, he carried the same humble pride he had on day one. He tiptoed into the kitchen to avoid waking his kids, 12-year-old Anthony and 7-year-old Mia. He started their favorite pancakes, flipping them with the same gentle precision he used when calming victims after a fire. When Mia wondered, in rubbing her eyes, he kissed her forehead and said, "Happy Family BBQ Day, baby girl." Mummy would be proud. It was their annual tradition, a tradition that mattered. Every year, on the first warm weekend of spring, Marcus took his kids to Lakeside Park to barbecue in memory of his late wife, Leah, a nurse who had passed away suddenly 3 years earlier. The day was not about sadness. It was about keeping her spirit alive through laughter, food, and sunlight. They packed the cooler together. Corn, burgers, lemonade, the special spice mix Leah created. Anthony carried the folding chairs. Mia clutched the grill brush like it was treasure. Lakeside Park was beautiful that morning. Sunlight filtered through tall oaks. Dogs barked in the distance. Children chased bubbles across the grass. The smell of charcoal and lake water mixed in the air. Marcus set up his grill under the same shelter they had used every year. He nodded to nearby families, exchanged friendly greetings, even helped a couple assemble their canopy tent. That was the kind of man he was, steady, helpful, impossible to dislike. But down the path a woman watched him with narrowed eyes. Linda Brewer, the woman known around the park as the complaint queen. She had called authorities on kids selling lemonade, on teenagers playing music, even on dog walkers whose pets were too joyful. Today her eyes locked on Marcus and his children, and that is where the trouble began, long before anyone realized how far she would take it. At first, Marcus did not even notice Linda Brewer standing behind the oak tree, staring as he seasoned the chicken with Leah's spice mix. Anthony was laughing while trying to fan the charcoal, and Mia was dancing to a song playing from a nearby picnic table. It felt like a normal, peaceful family moment, but Linda's glare followed every move he made. She stepped closer, heels crunching on gravel. "Excuse me," she snapped, arms folded tight. "This area is Only Marcus looked up politely. "Ma'am, it is actually first come, first served." Same as every year, her lips curled. "Well, I use this area every Saturday. You are going to need to pack up." Marcus stayed calm, gentle. "I am sorry, but my kids and I already set up. You are welcome to use one of the open tables down there." Linda's nostrils flared. "Are you talking back to me?" Anthony stiffened. Mia held her father's sleeve. Marcus spoke softly, almost whispering, "Kids, it is okay. Go get the lemonade ready." But Linda stepped closer, voice rising. "I am calling the ranger. You people think you can just take over whatever space you want." A couple sitting nearby exchanged uncomfortable looks. One whispered, "Here she goes again." Marcus kept his tone level. "Ma'am, please. We are just here to enjoy the day. You are intimidating me." She snapped suddenly, loud enough for others to hear. "You raised your voice." "I did not raise my voice," Marcus said quietly. "I am just trying to I am not dealing with this," she hissed. "I am calling the police." She pulled out her phone. That was the first micro-twist. Marcus blinked slowly, disbelief tightening his chest. "You are calling the police for a BBQ. You are being aggressive," she said, stepping back dramatically. "You have been glaring at me since I walked by." A man sitting on the bench muttered, "Lady, he literally has not said anything to you." Linda shot him a poisonous look. "Mind your business, or I will report you too," Anthony whispered. "Dad, let us just go home." Marcus put a hand on his son's shoulder. "No, we are doing nothing wrong. This is Mummy's day." But Linda had already dialed 911. "Hello. Yes, I am in danger," she said loudly, theatrically. "There is a man here, big, angry, threatening my safety. Yes, he is yelling at me, and I see what looks like some sort of weapon near the grill." Marcus' eyes widened. "Weapon, ma'am, do not do that. Please do not lie." She turned her back and kept talking. "Yes, please hurry. I fear for my life." Gasps spread across the nearby families. The second micro twist hit. Several people began filming. A teenage girl with box braids raised her phone. This is crazy. He did not do anything. Another man joined her. She is lying on the phone. That is illegal. Linda ignored them, still spinning her story. Minutes later, not even 5, the distant sound of sirens pierced the calm of the park. Anthony clutched his father tightly. Mia began to cry quietly. Marcus' heartbeat thumped against his ribs. Not from guilt, but from the fear of what mistakes could cost a black man in situations like this. He inhaled deeply. Kids, listen to me. Everything is going to be okay. Stay right behind me. Do not move. The sirens grew louder. Families froze. People stopped mid-bite. A frisbee hit the grass untouched. 3 police cruisers turned sharply into the parking lot. Parents pulled their children aside. Linda's smile widened in satisfaction. When the officers stepped out, Officer Bradley, Knox in front, Officer Jenna Ruiz behind him, the tension snapped like a rubber band. Knox's hand was already near his holster. Who made the call? He barked. Linda shot her hand up dramatically. I did. Over here, she pointed aggressively at Marcus. That is him. He threatened me. He said he would hurt me if I did not give up the table. He has something dangerous on him. Gasps rippled through the onlookers. Marcus opened his palms. Officer, that is not true. I am just here with my kids. Knox raised his hand sharply. Quiet. Step away from the grill, please, Marcus said calmly. My children now, Knox thundered. The tone of his voice made Mia's hands fly to her ears. Anthony stepped in front of her protectively. Ruiz hesitated. Brad, maybe let us just ask. I said now, Knox repeated, glaring back at her. Another micro twist. Man with a red cap shouted, Officer, she lied. We all saw what happened. A woman chimed in, yeah. She walked over here and started yelling at him. Knox did not look at either of them. I will ask again, he growled at Marcus. Do you have any weapons on you? Marcus spoke carefully. No, officer, just a spatula and tongs for cooking, Linda yelled. That is not what I saw. Ruiz looked at her, puzzled. Ma'am, what exactly did he do to threaten you? Linda's tone became exaggerated, almost trembling. He came at me. His eyes were wild. He was furious. Marcus shook his head in disbelief. Ma'am, I was seasoning chicken. Knox stepped closer. ID'd now. Marcus reached for his wallet slowly, narrating each movement. I am reaching into my back pocket for my wallet. My daughter is right behind me. Ruiz gently guided the children aside. Sweetie, it is okay. I am right here. The kids whimpered. Marcus handed over his ID. Knox barely looked at it. You are under investigation for making threats. What? Marcus blinked hard. That is impossible. I did not threaten anyone, Linda smirked. I knew you would lie. The crowd erupted again. She is lying. He did not touch her. This is racial profiling. Officer, he literally saved kids from a fire last summer. Knox yelled, everyone back up or you will be detained. Phones rose higher. Someone yelled, livestream this. Another twist. A local teen named Raymond Lee, known for recording park events, hit go live. Thousands began watching within minutes. Marcus whispered softly, kids just breathe. Daddy's got this. But Knox reached out suddenly, grabbing Marcus' wrist aggressively. Turn around. Marcus stiffened, not resisting, just deeply afraid of scaring his children. Officer, please. They are watching, Anthony shouted. Stop. He did not do anything, Mia screamed. Leave my daddy alone. Linda folded her arms proudly. Good. Arrest him. Ruiz swallowed hard, clearly unsure. Brad, this does not feel right. Knox snapped. Cuffs. He yanked Marcus' arm, and the entire crowd surged forward in protest. The moment Officer Knox tightened his grip on Marcus' wrist, a ripple of outrage swept across the park. Dozens of voices began shouting at once, some pleading, some furious, all desperate to stop what was happening. Let him go. He is a firefighter. His kids are right there. She lied. Officer. She lied. Knox ignored every voice like they were buzzing flies. But one voice, one camera, was about to change everything. Raymond Lee, the teen live streaming, stepped up onto a park bench and raised his phone high. Everyone, I am live on social, he shouted. Show your cameras too. Do not let them twist this. Within seconds, the comment counter exploded. 1,200 viewers, 3,800, 9,000. People watching from home typed in disbelief. Why are cops harassing a dad at a BB? Where is the threat? That woman is lying. Knox glanced at the phones, irritation flickering across his face. He tightened his hold on Marcus. You are resisting, he muttered. I am not resisting, Marcus said quietly. I am breathing. That is all. Another twist. A uniformed park ranger jogged toward the commotion. Officer Ruiz exhaled in relief. "Thank God," she whispered. The ranger, tall, mid-50s, sunburned face, slowed when he recognized who was being detained. "Marcus," he called out, confused. "Marcus Ellison." Marcus blinked. "Ranger Jeff." Jeff stepped forward, stunned. "Why on earth are you being cuffed? This man saved 2 kids from a drowning last summer. Everyone here knows him." The crowd got louder. "See, he is a hero. Uncuff him, officer." But the biggest shift came when Raymond angled his camera slightly right and captured a detail everyone had missed. Linda Brewer, standing 10 feet away, smiling, not fearful, not shaken, not threatened, smiling. Raymond zoomed in. The livestream comments exploded. "She is enjoying this. This was planned. Exposed her. Show her face." Linda's smile dropped when she realized thousands were watching her in real time. She clutched her purse defensively and turned away, shielding her face. Another twist. A firefighter's red SUV pulled into the lot at full speed. And another. 3 firefighters jumped out, full uniform, radio gear bouncing on their belts. Behind them strode Battalion Chief Aaron Mitchell, sunglasses low on his nose, jaw clenched with purpose. Officer Knox froze mid-movement. Marcus whispered, "Oh no, someone must have called them." The chief walked straight through the crowd, eyes laser-focused on the officers detaining one of his most respected men. "Knox," he said sharply. Knox stiffened. "Chief Mitchell." "What are you, what?" the chief demanded, voice dangerously calm. "Are you doing to my firefighter?" Ruiz immediately stepped back. "Chief, I did not cuff him. He did not do anything." "It was all her complaint." Linda pointed at Marcus wildly. "Arrest him. Arrest him. He threatened me." Chief Mitchell turned to her, studying her face for less than a second before saying flatly, "You are lying." Gasps. Phones raised even higher. Raymond's livestream viewer count passed 18,000. Linda sputtered, "You do not know what he did." The chief folded his arms. "Ma'am, I know this man. I know his record. I know he has pulled children out of burning houses while smoke tore into his lungs. I know he works double shifts so people like you can sleep safely at night." The crowd cheered. Linda stepped back, stunned. Officer Knox tried to regain control. "With all due respect, Chief, we received a call about threats and you believed it." Mitchell snapped back. "Without verifying, without asking anyone here, look around you, officer. Everyone is telling you the truth, except her." Knox's jaw twitched. Ruiz looked at Knox nervously. "Brad, maybe we should step back and reassess." Another twist, maybe the biggest. Raymond's live stream hit 30,000 viewers, and comments were pouring so fast they blurred. Then someone off-screen yelled, "The fire department is in the chat." A viewer comment pinned itself at the top. "This is Captain Rhodes, Station 14. That man is a decorated firefighter. Release him now." The crowd roared. Chief Mitchell leaned in close to Knox. "Unhand him now." Knox hesitated, pride warring with reality, but the weight of 30,000 witnesses, a battalion chief, and the entire park bearing down on him left him no escape. Slowly, reluctantly, his fingers uncurled from Marcus's wrist. Marcus rubbed his arm, breathing shakily. Ruiz stepped toward him gently. "Are you okay, sir?" "I am fine," Marcus said softly, though everyone could hear the tremor in his voice. But the situation was not over, because the truth had not fully detonated yet. Chief Mitchell turned to Raymond's camera. "Save all this footage. Every second. Send it to my office. We are not done." And with that, the entire direction of the story changed for everyone involved. The crowd gradually quieted as Chief Mitchell stepped between Marcus and the officers, his presence commanding the space like a storm rolling in. The park, once filled with laughter and sizzling charcoal, had become an open courtroom. Every witness, every camera, every angle pointed toward the truth. "Officer Knox," the chief said firmly, "step aside." Knox swallowed, the tendons in his neck tense. "Chief, with all respect, I responded to a threat call, a false one." Mitchell cut in sharply. "And you escalated without evidence." Ruiz shifted uncomfortably. "Chief, I did not feel there was a threat. I tried to slow it down, but he overrode you." Mitchell finished. Knox's face reddened. "I took appropriate action based on the caller's statements, and you took her word over every witness here?" Chief Mitchell asked, pointing toward the dozens of phones capturing the moment. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Raymond zoomed in for his lives. Viewers flooded the chat. "He is cornered. Expose her next. Where is the proof she lied?" The chief turned to Linda Brewer. She stiffened, clutching her purse so tightly her knuckles whitened. "Ma'am," he said evenly, "I have reviewed the park's rules myself. This family is allowed to use charcoal in designated metal grills. They have every right to be here. Linda's eyes darted left and right. But he was hostile. He scared me. Is that true? The chief asked the crowd. A chorus erupted. No, he was calm. She started it. She came over yelling. A woman holding a toddler stepped forward. Sir, I was sitting right over there. She walked up and started harassing him. He never raised his voice. Another voice added. She lied on the 911 call. I recorded the whole thing. The color drained from Linda's face. Chief Mitchell nodded to Raymond. Play it. Raymond tapped his screen and held up his phone. The entire park listened as Linda's own voice echoed through the speakers. There is a man here big, angry, threatening my safety. I think he has a weapon. The recording ended with collective outrage. She lied, she framed him. That is a crime. She needs to be charged. Linda stammered. I thought you knowingly filed a false police report, Mitchell stated coldly. That is illegal. Linda's breath hitched. I was just trying to keep the area safe. No, the chief said, stepping closer. You were trying to remove a family you did not want here. She stumbled back, humiliated. Knox interjected suddenly, desperate to salvage authority. Chief, we cannot just take the word of ENOUGH. Knox, Mitchell snapped. I have seen enough. I have heard enough. And the whole city is watching this live stream. Knox froze. Ruiz lowered her head, ashamed. Marcus stood quietly, kids holding each of his hands. He did not have to say a word. His dignity exposed the truth louder than anything else. Officer Ruiz, the chief said gently, thank you for trying to de-escalate. Your conduct will be noted. Ruiz nodded, a mixture of gratitude and guilt filling her eyes. Then he turned toward Knox. Officer Knox, you are relieved of your duties pending internal review. Effective immediately. Gasps. Phones shot even higher. A ripple of shock fell over the park. Knox's eyes widened. You are suspending me for doing my job? No, Mitchell replied, voice calm but lethal, for failing to do it. Knox's face twisted. He looked at Marcus not with apology, but with a bitter, wounded pride, then marched away stiffly as Ruiz followed protocol and took his cruiser keys. Linda watched in horror as the officer she banked on to validate her lies walked away defeated. The chief turned to her, voice colder now. Ma'am, please remain where you are. Park authorities and police supervisors will want a statement from you. And from what I have seen, that statement will not end well. I did not, she whispered, but no one listened. The walls of her lie were gone. People glared. Phones recorded. Her world, her fabricated version of events, collapsed in full public view. Marcus exhaled slowly, lifting Mia into his arms. Anthony clung to his father's side. The chief placed a hand on Marcus' shoulder. I am so sorry this happened, he said softly. It will not be ignored. For the first time since the chaos began, Marcus' eyes softened. Thank you, Chief. I just want my kids to feel safe. The chief nodded. And they will, starting now. The truth had finally broken through, and justice, real justice, was beginning to take form. News travels slow in some places, but not today. By the time Officer Knox walked away from that picnic shelter, stripped of authority and red-faced with humiliation, the livestream had reached over 62,000 viewers and counting. Comments poured in from every corner of the country, shocked, angry, heartbroken, hopeful. Protect this man, charge that woman. These kids will never forget this day. Within minutes, the park was buzzing like a hive. People surrounded Marcus, not out of pity, but out of deep respect. A mother with a stroller approached him gently. Sir, I am so sorry. I want your kids to know you did everything right. An elderly couple nodded in agreement. We have lived here 50 years, the old man said, and we have never seen someone stay that calm under pressure. Marcus thanked them quietly. Not for attention, he hated attention, but because he wanted his kids to remember kindness, not fear. Chief Mitchell knelt down to Mia's level. Sweetheart, you were very brave, he said softly. Your dad is one of our city's strongest heroes. Mia sniffled and nodded, clutching her father's shirt. Will the bad lady go to jail? She whispered. The chief looked up at Marcus, waiting for permission to answer. Marcus nodded gently. She will face consequences, Mitchell said, because what she did was wrong, and we are going to make sure it never happens to your family again. By the next morning, the story hit every major local station. Firefighter detained after false 911 accusation. Livestream shows racial profiling. Park incident sparks outrage. Demands for police reform. False threat call leads to officer suspension. Clips of Linda Brewer, her smug smile, her wild accusations circulated everywhere. The internet named her BBQ Karen, and within 24 hours, her face had been seen by more people than she imagined possible. At her door, reporters gathered. Do you regret the false report? Why did you lie? Why target this family? She refused to answer. Her lawyer answered for her. No comment. But silence could not stop the wave. City council members held an emergency meeting. Civil rights activists organized a peaceful demonstration at Lakeside Park. People placed handmade signs near the shelter. BBQ is not a crime. Let families live. Bias kills. Truth saves. The police department issued a formal apology. The fire department released a statement praising Marcus' character. Even the mayor tweeted, "This incident does not reflect our city's values. We will address the failures that allowed it." Officer Bradley Knox did not show up to work the next day, or the day after. The internal affairs report came out fast, too fast for him to prepare a defense. It detailed his failure to de-escalate, his refusal to verify the caller's claims, and his aggression toward a cooperative citizen. He was placed on unpaid suspension pending disciplinary review. When the press asked if he regretted his actions, he muttered, "People twist things on the internet." But the footage did not lie. The witnesses did not lie. His own body language did not lie. Within 2 weeks, he was removed from community duty assignments and reassigned pending final investigation, a drastic demotion. The department released a statement. Officer Knox's conduct did not meet the standards of our agency. Linda faced even more immediate fallout. False police report, public endangerment, disturbing the peace. Her neighbors created a petition demanding her removal from the neighborhood HOA board. Her employer placed her on administrative leave, pending reputation review. She lost anonymity forever. Every time she stepped outside, people whispered, "That is her, is not that the woman from the BBQ video? She did that to a firefighter, 2 kids." What hurt her most was not the legal trouble, it was the public shame. The truth had exposed her completely. Despite thousands of comments urging him to sue for millions, Marcus approached the situation differently. He requested a meeting with the police chief, mayor, and council committee. He did not demand money. He did not demand revenge. He demanded change. Mandatory anti-bias training, stricter verification rules for 911 calls, clearer procedures for evaluating threat claims in public parks. At the meeting, he said something that stayed with everyone. "I do not want my kids growing up afraid of the people who are supposed to protect them. I want this to be the last time a lie gets more attention than the truth." The mayor nodded slowly. "We can do better, and we will." Within a month, the city implemented new policies. Officers were required to attend de-escalation courses, and 911 operators received new guidelines to detect exaggerated or racially motivated claims. Local newspapers summed it up. He did not ask for money, he asked for a safer city, and he got it. 2 Sundays after the incident, the Lakeside Park shelter filled again, but this time with hundreds of people. Not for protest, not for conflict, for a massive community. BBQ and Marcus honor, firefighters, nurses, teachers, church members, neighbors, even complete strangers showed up with trays of food and handwritten cards for the Ellison family. Mia got stickers and toys from half the park. Anthony got high fives from dozens of adults. And Marcus, he stood at the grill, flipping burgers calmly, the smoke rising into the sky just like it did on the day everything went wrong, except this time. It felt warm, safe, and full of healing. Chief Mitchell stepped beside him. "You doing okay?" he asked. Marcus smiled faintly. "I am trying. You made change happen," the chief said. "Real change." Marcus looked around the park at the families laughing, the police officers mingling respectfully, the kids running freely. "Maybe," he said quietly, "this is what justice is supposed to look like." For the first time in weeks, his shoulders relaxed, the weight lifted. His kids were safe. The truth had won, and a community stood behind him, stronger than ever. In the end, this story was not just about a barbecue. It was not just about one phone call, one officer, or one lie. It was about something deeper, the fragile line between fear and truth, between bias and fairness, between the world we live in and the world we want our children to inherit. Marcus Ellison did not fight back with anger. He did not shout. He did not break. He stood with dignity, even when fear pressed against his ribs. And because he stood tall, the truth stood with him. A community united. A lie collapsed. A system was forced to look in the mirror. Sometimes justice comes from a courtroom. Sometimes it comes from a badge. But sometimes the most powerful kind comes from a crowd of ordinary people refusing to stay silent when they see a wrong. This incident reminded everyone watching of a simple truth. A single lie can spark chaos. but 1,000 voices telling the truth can change an entire city. And now, it is your turn to reflect. What would you have done if you were there that day? Do you think Officer Knox deserved to lose his job? Have you ever witnessed someone misuse their power like this? Where are you watching from today? If this story moved you, if you believe in fairness, dignity, and justice, subscribe, because stories like this need to be told, and together we make sure no one faces injustice alone.